Score 1 point for the angry leftists who have effectively shut down UK's first Chick-fil-A. They've announced that they are closing after just 8 days due to protests continuing last weekend, even after Chick-fil-A stated that it will be packing up its waffle fries and pickle slices in 6 months. Well, there it is. There have been many circumstances where Chick-fil-A has been blocked by protesters, or most recently, I think it was Toronto. The first Chick-fil-A opened up and protesters shut it down. I would like to stress that I've stated this in the past. This is the most important point. If you want people to vote for the right, vote conservative, re-elect Trump, I know this is the UK, all you got to do is go and block their chicken sandwich restaurant because they will not understand anything you're talking about. You will look insane and they will say, dude, it's a chicken shop. What? I don't know what you're talking about. The assumption that people know anything about this is absurd. So what do you think happens? The Chick-fil-A down the street from me, there's line. It is ridiculous. It takes like a half an hour to get food. It is so jam-packed all the time. You know, I must admit, I absolutely love talking about the Chick-fil-A protest stuff because it is the perfect example of how cancel culture insanity leads to Donald Trump. Regular dude gets off work. He's tired. He's got sweat in the pits and he's stressed out and he's like, man, I would kill for a Chick-fil-A with pepper jack, you know, Chick-fil-A sauce. Oh, it just sounds so delicious. I'll get a milkshake. I'll get cookies and cream. And he pulls up and there's a bunch of angry people waving signs and he goes, no, I just want a chicken sandwich. At the end of a hard day, to take that bag home, sit down with some friends and family, put my feet up and say, it was all worth it. Let me tell you a story. It's a story back to the Depression. I can't remember where it comes from, but it's about a man who made very, very little money. And every day after work, he would go and buy a single rose. And that rose was expensive. It was kind of expensive relative to how much money he made. It was about a quarter or more of the money he earned in the day. And he would go home and would put it on his table. And one day, he was buying the rose. And the man said, you come here every day and buy a single rose. But surely it's too expensive. There's no work. You must save money. Your family must be hurting. And he said, the rose on my table every day is the only thing that makes all of this worth it. So what do you think happens when you shut down that end of the day sweet, delicious treat? That Chick-fil-A sauce, that chicken that's spiced perfectly with those waffle fries that everybody loves, the most popular restaurant in this country. What do you think happens when you shut it down? Do you think you earn fans? You're not stopping bigotry. You're stopping a chicken sandwich shop. Let's read a little bit of this story here from Vice. They say in mid-2011, Kim Kardashian was married to then New Jersey Nets player Chris Humphries for all of 72 days. In the summer of 2017, Anthony Scaramucci served as the White House communications director for 10 days. But it took only 8 days for the first Chick-fil-A in the UK to announce that it would be closing at the end of its ultra-brief contract. On October 10th, the Chick-fil-A opened at the Oracle Shopping Center in Reading, a town of more than 218,000 in southern England. The restaurant was almost immediately protested by Reading Pride, an LGBTQ advocacy organization. The chain's ethos and moral stance goes completely against our values and that of the UK, as we are a progressive country that has legalized same-sex marriage, for some years and continues to strive towards equality. No, I disagree with that assessment because you've got major protests right now in your country because the Muslim community is upset over LGBTQ teachings at these schools. So you're not coming closer to equality, it's actually getting worse. And you've got feminists showing up and arguing with Muslims, and it's all sorts of crazy. Pick one. I don't know who you're trying to protect here, but this is a chicken sandwich shop. You'd think you'd be more concerned about the people protesting your schools. All right, no chicken for anybody. Well, you know what? Here's the tweet. This Saturday in RD Gook, reading UK. We'll be peacefully protesting Chick-fil-A outside the Broad Street Oracle Reading entrance from 11 a.m. Meeting at 10 a.m. The Blagrave for debrief and breakfast. Say no to bigotry and hatred on your high street. I'm really surprised that Chick-fil-A was willing to shut down. It's not the first time they faced protests. I wonder what is particularly unique about the UK. Now, I got to do something special today. I do this rarely, maybe once a month, but I do have a sponsor. And that sponsor is the one sponsor that has stuck with me since I started doing YouTube, Virtual Shield. So please consider, sitting through this just because they really do help me out. At a time with demonetization, with deranking, with companies saying, no advertising, Virtual Shield has been there for me. It's a virtual private network service. That means it's a basic level of security. I normally describe it as, we don't expect someone to break into our house, but we still lock our doors. And if someone really wanted to, they could kick your door in, but you lock it, right? That's kind of what a VPN is. It's not perfect security, but it does provide you that basic level so that bad actors, governments, it makes it much, much harder for them to spy on you, to steal your data. And there's a bunch of other perks and benefits you can find by going to hidewithtim.com. Right now, there's a 25% off special for Halloween. For just $3.74 per month, you can start now for free. So I will stress, I say I stress too much, but anyway, Virtual Shield has been there for me. I really, really am grateful that they stick around, and at least once a month or every so often they're willing to sponsor one of my videos. And in line with the woke outrage and cancel culture shutting people down, I thought it was apt to do a promo. When these people come for my videos and they try to get them shut down, it gets demonetized. The people will flag it, and it caused me all sorts of problems. Right now, there's a big smear campaign against me on Wikipedia, where they're trying to go in my wiki and inject that I was a conspiracy theorist simply because out of the 1,000+ hours of content I've produced, one time in one sentence, I said a Fox News report about Seth Rich may be true, but I give it a 57 to 60% chance. That's it. 10 seconds out of 1,000, and they're trying to smear me. So, when we see stories about how Chick-fil-A gets shut down, I always want to make sure I give my thanks to Virtual Shield. So definitely go to hidewithtim.com. Check it out. I do recommend VPN services for a variety of reasons. It helps keep you safe to a certain extent, stop people from spying on you. And there's a lot of benefits. Check it out. Anyway, let's get back to the news. They say, Chick-fil-A has been criticized for its anti-LGBT attitude since CEO Dan Cathy talked to two news outlets, not walked there, about his opposition to same-sex marriage back in 2012. We are very much supportive of the family, the biblical definition of the family unit, he told the Biblical Recorder. Whoa, hold on. So one guy, 7 years ago, talked about supporting the family, and now you're trying to shut down every single Chick-fil-A. First of all, I'm shocked Chick-fil-A shut down, right? Like I said. But you're not winning. You get this one, UK, you get this one, cancel culture, but Chick-fil-A is expanding like crazy. It is delicious. And you know what I do whenever I see these stories? It makes me want to go get Chick-fil-A. Now I'm sitting here thinking like, oh man, because you know what you can do? You can actually get, I like getting spicy chicken with, I think you can do pepper jack and Colby, and then I just get tons of Chick-fil-A sauce. I don't do the fries though, because it's too, starchy, but the fries are delicious. But I like getting, like chicken strips. So it's just like chicken upon chicken. And as much as I do talk about the milkshakes, I don't do it. Anyway, whenever I do a video like this, I love talking about what they sell because it's kind of the point, right? Dude, every business has somebody who supports some kind of political message. You just don't know about it. So because one guy 7 years ago said, here's what I believe, you're now like, it's like, this is it. I love the meme where it's like, imagine 50 years from now where they mention that the LGBTQ community's arch rival was a chicken sandwich shop. And people are going to be like, I don't quite understand. And they're going to say, well, one guy at some point expressed his beliefs, and so they targeted the restaurants. Dude, there are literally nonprofits dedicated to Christian biblical family units. You could actually go to a big building in like Georgia and stand in front of the actual building advocating for religious beliefs. Instead, you're going to a chicken shop because of someone's passive actions. And now all I can do is sit here and think about how hungry I am and how I think, don't they have one with bacon on it? There's like a bacon one. Man, Chick-fil-A is pretty good. Every time I do videos about this, I'm willing to bet local Chick-fil-A, like Chick-fil-A restaurant sales go up. So actually, let me make that point. Whenever these protests try and shut down Chick-fil-A, for one, they mostly fail. But then there's a bunch of YouTubers and articles. Look at Vice wrote about this. A bunch of articles pop up advertising Chick-fil-A. You could not ask for better press. Oh, sure, you can rag on them, but I'll tell you what, check it out. You want to rag on Chick-fil-A, okay? You want to protest them, fine. Who are you protesting for? And who cares? Average person doesn't care. Average person likes Chick-fil-A. Now get this. How about all the Chick-fil-A restaurants in conservative Christian areas where now people are going to hear about this story and be like, we're getting Chick-fil-A tonight. And they're going to go to Chick-fil-A and the manager's going to be like, oh, Jim, You don't come in that often. But I see you here tonight. Big line. And then the guy in the driveway is going to be like, oh, yeah, protesters tried shutting down another Chick-fil-A, so we decided to go out and buy chicken sandwiches. I'd be willing to bet there is a sales spike every time the protests happen. I'd be willing to bet the sales spike will be larger now because they actually shut the shop down. That's messed up. So, you know what? Here's the thing. These Chick-fil-A restaurants, as far as I know, are franchises. It's actually really cheap to launch your own franchise, but they have really strict rules. So this is the decision of likely the individual who started the business. Man, I don't know what you were thinking, because Chick-fil-A, it's like they only allow individuals to own like one restaurant. You have to be dedicated to it. So here you have somebody who dedicated all this time and energy and investment into opening a shop, and now they're just caving after 8 days? To me, that's nuts. You should not have done this. I don't know what you think the issue is. You think these people are going to protest every single day? They're not. How after 8 days are you shutting down? For shame. I mean that. But you know what? Hey. UK, you do you. I got a Chick-fil-A a couple blocks away, and I'm going to go get me some chicken sandwiches after this. I actually got a couple more segments to record for you. So there's your news. Stick around. A couple more segments coming up in a few minutes, and I will see you all shortly.